Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing? Hopefully we've got sound this time. In fact, I've not checked. I better check, Anna. Yeah, we've got sound. Using personal mics today because I've lost a little bit of faith in the boom mic. So I am fishing with Anton again today, but you probably won't be able to hear him.
Morning, all.
Because he's not got a mic on. Be able to hear him when he stood with me, but yeah, Marcus wanted to be with us today as well, as did Rosa, but Rosa didn't want to get out of bed this morning, and Marcus is bogged down with work, so the crew is too short today. But yeah, we're back on the Gynn Wall in Blackpool, and I think I can decisively say we are definitely at the Blackpool end of the Gynn Wall. And there's some important news if you're a Gynn Wall fisherman that doesn't have a permit. At least I think there might be some important news if you're a Gynn Wall fisherman without a permit. Each to their own. I have a permit, but each to their own. We know that that up by the Norbreck entrance there's an NPR camera. That's so I'm told. I must admit I don't believe I've actually seen it firsthand. But I suspect they've closed the little bit. So this entrance a bit Little Bispham entrance, wasn't it? Yeah. This morning they've closed the Little Bispham entrance, and I think they might be finally putting up that second camera at that end.
That roundabout is aeroplane.
Yes, yeah. Well, at the aeroplane roundabout end. That's been closed off this morning. So suspicions are that they might actually be putting that second camera in place now, because they seem to be pretty hot with the permits now when you apply for them. They're pretty quick at turning round, and they're all e-permits now and blah blah blah. For those that ask, as I know people are going to ask, it's £35 for an able-bodied person and £10 for anybody with a blue badge. And is that £10 the same for pensioners? Do you know? Still 35 for pensioners. It's anybody non-blue badge. Yes, it is, and it's parking permit. It's not a. It's not a person permit. It's a parking permit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put you on rods. We're envisaging, to be perfectly honest, a slow day. I've got as many angles covered as I can. I've got a large bait out at distance. I've got a live worm bait or fresh worm bait, courtesy of Georgia Anglers and Danglers. That's out at medium to long. And then I've got another bait with blacks on, another rod with blacks on, literally just lobbed over at wall. And then we may even put a shrimp net out and see if we can get some live shrimp to fish with. But I reckon, we've got beaming sun, blue water, and it's flat calm. So I think if anything it's going to be a flatty bash today. I'll keep fishing for as long as I've got bait for smoothies and for rays. But I think it might be a struggle. But I'll swing you around. You can watch rod tips with me for a little bit. So I'll speak to you in a bit. I'll roll the intro and I'll speak to you in a bit. Oh, I'm fucking devastated about that. The problem is it was that powerful. Like I said, I don't know which rod it were on, because when I looked up, both rods were bouncing.
All right.
It bounced my tripod. Fuck with that. But we're pretty much at top at tide now.
You're on its way out now.
Will it? Yeah, any moment, any minute now it will be, aye. It's going to be time to put the frozen away and start sending out the live bait on every hook now. Otherwise, well, they use bloody 4 worm.
I've hardly used up. Here we are. That's me.
Hmm?
That's my brother. My other brother, he dislocated his shoulder, so
It's like this, I'm not necessarily eating wrong. There's a lot of carbohydrates, but it's just plain pasta.
yeah.
A bit of roast chicken, and
Oh, yeah.
literally to make 4 portions, 1 rasher of bacon. But then this is to see me through now until I get home at 5, 6 o'clock. I've got a couple of packets of crisps, but
Quiet fall, no.
my distance rigging holding bottom. I think it was distance rig that got it, because I think whatever hit it has pulled lead out. But I'm going to check the worm rig. Come on, get at it, sand. There we go. Oh, there's a bit of weight to it. There might be a bit of weed on it, or a flatty or something. I might be getting my hopes up there, but you know, if we don't have hope, what do we have? Yeah, and that's what it's done. There's a flounder on there, I can see it. It might even be foul looked.
Oh, good man.
Or a dab even.
Dab.
That's why it hit it so hard, it's foul looked. Or is it a little place? Might be a little place. It is, a little place.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, red spots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see them from here.
But that's why it hit it so hard. Foul looked, it missed the hook. Tell you, it hit it so hard, my entire tripod jumped. But there we go, a little place. It is on, oh, believe me, after last time's performance, it's going on camera. Right, place. If you'd be forgiven if you didn't know to be either calling this a place or a flounder. But it won't really show up on camera, but there's on this little one. But there's a lateral line that runs from the middle of the tail to the back of the head, ignoring the shape of the fish, because that's another tell. If you run your finger from tail up that lateral line, say in person I can see it, but up that lateral line, it's smooth. There's nothing there. If you do the same thing on a flounder, it feels really rough. And that's the easiest way to tell the difference between a place and a flounder. Because the flounder species is promiscuous, meaning it can interbreed with pretty much any other flatfish. That's why it's got so many traits. Yeah, pretty much. That's why it's got so many traits, because that's why you can have them with bright red spots, you can have them with, but that lateral line is always a dead giveaway.
Last fucking coma for the week. Oh, we got a fucking gas fire. They get fucking silly, don't they?
They're not even dad jokes anymore.
Like somebody that paid £100 just to fly around.
Yeah, probably. Although I would gift, where did I go from? I can't remember. Might have been Whitby. Somebody gifted me when I was a kid, a seat in a helicopter to fly around. I got a mate. It were, it were nice. Oh, it must be to say it stuck with me. I can remember it sort of 30, 35 years later.
Well, not helicopters are being in the military. Wessex and Human when they were in Germany.
So it's gone slack again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check it out if it keeps going slack. But it's just you now. Come on, I want no blanks today.
Yeah. Oh, like that last time, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but then you made up for it.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt you had best fish at day. And you'd bloody worked for it. Right, I'm going to have to bring this in, so...
Yeah, go on.
Well, it's drifting. I'm going to try and get it up in the water, but it might pick up your right-hand rod. There we go, it's surfing now. Yeah, I think on turn at tide, 5s aren't holding. No, not being touched. I think I'm going to resend this one. I'm going to give it... oh no, I've got another half. I'll use the fresh half. I think I'm going to take a break from sending crab baits. I'm going to put another clip down rig on. I'm going to wang some worm out as far as I can get them. See if there's any bass in that slightly deeper water. I know they tend to like shallow, but there's got to be some other than flatties about. It's to be hoped anyway. Bloody cool box has come on. Got a bite?
No. I'll wait till end.
You're doing what I do to Marcus. Catch nothing all session.
Yeah.
Or catch just little tiddlers all session. Then right at end on last cast. I'll just lob it out, let it soak. I did it to him about 4 or 5 times during cod season. Lobbed it out to it, lopped it out, let it soak. Brought in a £4 cod. He were fuming. He'd just driven off to go home. He'd done 2 tides, blanked. I came down, had a few little codling, few whiting, few flatties. Then he drove off to go home because he'd had enough. Left me to it, and he hadn't even got off the wall. He was still on the wall. He literally left about 30, 40, 50 seconds. Yeah. He'd left about 50 seconds prior. And I ate a £4 cod. Right on back end at tide. Oh wow. That it was. Oh, you can't beat it. It is. Only thing with umber cod is I prefer to freeze it first. I know it spoils it a little bit, but they tend to have a few parasites in them. And if I'm feeding them to young'un, because young'uns always have, if I've caught it, they won't eat it from supermarket, but if Daddy's caught it, they'll smash it. So if they're going to eat it, especially at 3-year-old, if they're going to eat it, take that extra step of freezing it just for a bit of safety. Because umber's not exactly the cleanest estuary. Literally. Yes. Yes. I think I'm going to knock the little head rod on the head. Oh no, bugger it. I'll use some live worm on this and all. Great thing about this is even if there's no on it, it feels heavy. Oh, oh, oh! No, it's the lead again. These lead legs, because they're splayed out so far, it looks like a profile of a flatty when you're winding it in. It's got me every time, every time. I don't think these blacks are helping. I might leave them in freezer now till cod season. Well, on East Coast, squid and black, couple of stinky blacks wrapped into the side of a squid. It's one at Best Baits, side of yellowtails. Gonna have to go down them steps, I think, though. Gonna have to go down them steps, I think, though. Yeah, I'm gonna be dancing. I'll wait. I know there's some more coming. So it's just not holding.
He brings a lot of chattel with him, doesn't he?
Well, just a bit, doesn't it? I'm not allowed to comment. Yeah, just can't hold. Just lines are going slack all the time. Apart from that one, apparently, which I think I've just cast over. Yeah, just cast over it. So, what are we saying for about today, Anton?
Well, a bit of a washout, really, isn't it? Nice weather, like.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
A bit of a washout.
I'm going to feel it tomorrow, weather-wise.
Yeah. But we can't have everything, can we?
Well, no,
If we do.
yeah. And as I've said many a time, I'd rather be here than sat at home.
At least you haven't blanked on it, have you?
That I haven't. It would be nice for you to catch something, though. It'd be very nice for you to catch some, but as long as you don't do what you did last time and just overshadow everybody by pulling in a smooth hound at the end of the session. On my bait.
Yeah, and on your
You're not, that's why you're not having any today. Oh, yeah. So, ended up turning camera off because it were overheating.
Is it working?
Yeah, it's working now. And we've had nothing in crab net or shrimp net or whatever it is you want to call it. So I'm just leaving it until tide's gone out now, basically. Although I don't know what I'll then do with if there's anything in it, as it'd be too late to fish with it.
I used a pair of our lasses knickers for bait. That ain't caught out either.
So yeah, Anton's tried nearly every bait under the sun. I've still worm and crab at medium, long and short pretty much all session. So I've just had a recast now. I've put a whole crab out, a whole peeler, quite a large one, and I've put 2 fresh worm out. We're obviously we're well into the ebbing tide now. And I've wanged them. And we'll let them soak about 15-20 minutes. And then I'm going to do it again. And then I'm going to go home. I might, if the worms survive, do a midweek. We'll see. A lot's going to depend on the missus and her appointments. I think I've only got Monday afternoon spare. In fact, I'm almost certain I've only got Monday afternoon spare.
Another scenario, we could do another high tide tonight.
No, not when I've got to be at office in the morning. Because it'll be about midnight, won't it? Well, if it were 11:30
Yeah.
ish.
2100, isn't it? I think it is.
Well, no, it don't go backwards. 2100 would make it 9 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I think that's what it is tonight. Ooh, that's it.
Can't be. High tide this morning we're at 11 o'clock. Well, 11:30. So tonight's can't be at 9 o'clock. It's got to be 20 minutes further on. Because it advances 20 minutes every tide, doesn't it? Yeah, it was 11:10 this morning,
Yeah,
and it's 11:30 tonight.
11 tonight.
Yeah.
I must have been looking at another one.
So yeah, I'm going to have 2 more casts. Well, I'm on last cast, and then I've got to have the cast that I came for,
Right.
and then it'll be home time. Tail between legs, scoot off back that motorway before it gets busy. Otherwise, you kind of want to sit here then until about 5 o'clock, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
And I don't fancy doing that. If I'd been paid, I'd be tempted, because I'd go into Blackpool and waste a load of money in arcade or something.
Oh,
But
right. Oh, I don't bother with that. Go look, ball. Right. Yeah. Not pick up again to get some over to that below on it. Now it's churning. West, anything west, southwest, northwest, then it goes to the west. Up again.
so what I'll do, guys and girls, is I'll shut the camera back off because it's in direct sun now and it's overheating. So I'll shut the camera back off. And hopefully turn you back onto something that's not just me filming an outro. So I'll see you in a bit. When what?
People are packing up.
Yeah. Well, there must have been summer, because he stopped there and threw his lines out.
No way.
Yeah. But it's, I was just going to say, well, yeah, obviously it's not within casting range, but... Oh! Oh, feel the sandbank.
Even Paul, before tide were in, he walked down there, and walked right out there, the cast was in, and he walked back. There's no problem.
Thing is, by the time I don't, each to their own. I say that quite a lot. But if he'd have caught a smooth down, how was he going to put it back? Properly.
Well, there's enough water here for this channel here
Which is alright on the flooding tide.
to put one back there.
Yeah. Which is alright on the flooding tide. But if you do it on ebbing tide,
Can't get out.
no. And if it dries up, it's dead. And nothing hits the headlines more and gives fishing a bad name than a load of dead smoothhounds on a beach. That's why, as much as apparently they're quite nice to eat, yeah, there's no bone in them, it's all cartilage.
Oh, is it?
So you literally just chop the tail up, make a stew or a curry out of it. Apparently it's lovely. But anyway, that's why, as much as I want to take one to eat one day, I never have, because you sort of, you peer pressured out of it every time.
that one I thought were big enough to take
Oh no. No, you'd want to be taking a, because all you can use is tail. So you want a good, you know, small double figure, or certainly at least probably 8 or 9 pound
Yeah.
for it to be worthwhile. Because I'm not going to take something for shits and giggles. If I can't make my household a plate full of food, I don't take it, you know. I'm all for taking fish for the table, but it's got to be worthwhile. I'm not going to take 5 fish to feed my 5 at home. I'd rather take 1 big one and leave the 5.
Yeah. Paul will tell us, he comes down sometimes for walking dog. He says the amount of fucking legs you find down here.
I can well imagine. Well, no, I can't, because there's no reason to crack off. Sorry, there's no reason to snag up.
Yeah, it's all salmon.
Yeah. So if anybody is, you know, losing a large amount of lead here, they're doing something really wrong. Yeah. It's got to be crack offs, hasn't it?
It says they come down with all this fancy fucking gear. It says you don't need that down here.
No, but then a lot of people say that my 2-hook clip down's a fancy rig, and it's not. And the reason I use a 2-hook, the only reason I tie a 2-hook clip down as opposed to a flapper rig, is because if I've got a 2-hook clip down on, I've then at least got the option of clipping it down and flinging it out. Alright, I'll get it. You know, I can fling it if I want to.
Yeah.
Or I can keep it in short if I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got the versatility in one rig to have close or far. But yeah, a lot of people say to me, just because it's got a spring and a special swivel on it, say it's a fancy rig. I don't know if you've watched it, that Trident Start Right rig that went live during the week.
No.
I've had a lot of sort of pushback off that from people saying, you know, just tie your own, or, and it's like, well, no, I'm good to, you know, I do tie my own, and I've got 4 or 5 videos on how to tie my own.
Yeah, I know, I've seen you.
But those Start Right rigs, I showed them on channel because they're good.
Yeah.
And if, you know, what they enable people to do is have be able to get, instead of, you know, buying a pre-made and being limited to the hook patterns or the snood lengths or whatever, you can buy these Start Rights, so your rig body's done, and done to a very high standard.
Yeah.
Weight same. So anyway guys, yeah, that is it from us on the Gynn wall. I may potentially film again later in the week. I may get down to Cleethorpes. The tide times are not too bad. It wouldn't be a late night, so we'll see. It depends on whether I can keep the worm alive. If I can keep the worm alive, I'll probably go down Cleethorpes. I've got some seawater, so I'll put them in some fresh seawater and try and revive them if they survive the journey home. Obviously they've been sat on top of my box getting warm because it is very warm out today. So they've been sat on top of my box getting warm, and then I've put them back in my cool box to cool them down again. So they may well keel over from the shock of going from warm cold. But we'll see. We'll see. If the video after this one is a Cleethorpes North Wall video, then you know, don't you?
Yeah.
Just talking to the camera while you were having a chat.
Oh, right. be down next weekend, he said.
But I thought tides would have been too small for you next weekend.
He says he thinks it's going to be like this. I said, it's going to be like this. I might give it a miss, you know what I mean?
Well,
But it's, like you say, it's getting out, isn't it? You know, you're out.
it is, exactly that.
Yeah.
You're out and you're at a safe location.
And you're not fucking sat in home festering.
Exactly.
You know.
It makes a world of difference, especially at this time of year.
Yeah.
Get out and get as much bloody sunshine as you can.
Yeah. Because we don't get a lot, do we?
No. And it's, I mean, this nice weather's forecast to be with us at the moment, at least until midweek.
Yeah.
So if you know, if it's like this again, then you want to be out. Like I said, I'm definitely be doing East Coast somewhere next weekend. You're welcome to come, but I'm definitely staying that side this weekend coming. Because I'll go try for an early smoothie. And I don't know this coast well enough to come for an early smoothie over this side.
I'll do something.
Well, if you find something, yeah, because I'm always up for learning new marks.
Yeah,
It's like Marine Beach, yeah, we sat and blanked, but I learnt a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm always down for that. What, instead of his secret squirrel escape?
Yeah, just to see what the fucking hole was.
Well, I'll be honest, that's what I was kind of waiting to see if you went. But there's another car coming now, so... Oh, no, there ain't. I thought there was. Sounded like there was. No, but he's not there yet, is he? He's not at the exit yet. He should be just... Yeah. No, I don't think he... I can still see him at the moment.
Any good?
Nah, not today.
Rubbish, man.
Should have stayed in bed. I can still see him. He seems to have stopped, so I don't know if he's talking to someone.
What are you looking at? Just to see if it's still corded off up there.
Somebody's just left, and the other entrance was coned off this morning.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting to see if he drives off up that way.
No. No, he's on the railway.
No, he's on ramp. He's on the ramp.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there?
That's him on the ramp.
Yeah, but he's going up the way we go out. He's going down, he's going to go down.
So that's not the way we go out.
No.
Bollocks. Oh, I don't want to drive all the way back down that way. It's almost worth the hassle to drive down there to find out for ourselves.
I'll drive down, right? Because I've been out that other way. Have you got a car?
Yeah,
Come down with your car, mate, and drive a permit.
that's what, yeah, we're
Yeah.
local, I live in
Yeah, you can
Thornton,
come down.
but you need a permit.
Yeah,
You can
Right.
come and walk down
Right, yeah,
and fish for no.
right, got you.
But if you-
That's on it for your car.
but yeah,
Right,
yeah.
how much is that?
35 quid
A year? That's not too bad, is it?
No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right, yeah.
brilliant. How's the fishing? No, fishing, no. Calm and-
It's crap. Oh yeah, some good fish do come out. Some really good fish come out all year.
Yeah.
But yeah, they know we're coming, you see.
Yeah, well, this is it. I used to do a lot of these fishing. I've got two rods. I'm going to get back into it. Kids got
Well,
in the way.
Yeah, here's as good.
Something like that.
If you want to get back into it, here's as good a place as any.
Yeah, brilliant.
Because
Thanks,
you
guys.
can fish all year round.
Yeah, brilliant. Nice one. Cheers.
Cheers. You not got his number? Can you not text him? Ring him. I thought if you could ask him.
We'll go back how he can get out.
Which?
see that?
So he went up the brown ramp, the one that's curving round.
Yeah, well, that's not the one we go up. It's the other one,
What other one? I can't see another one.
the grey one.
What grey one?
The grey one there outside at Browning. You know where we come down?
Yeah,
You see that car's windscreen flashing?
yeah.
We come down there.
Well, that's where he went up.
No, we went up the brown one.
Well, yeah, he did, but do we not? I'm sure we go up brown one.
No, the brown one. Takes you round the back.
Oh, why don't we go that way?
It
Is
doesn't bring you out
that
that
take us out?
roundabout.
Does that take us out of his way? Does it?
No, it takes you more into Blackpool.
Ah, right. We don't want that, do we?
You know what I mean?
Well, we drive. Done it well. I mean, last time it
I've
took us
gone
down
out
past
that way,
both
can't
bloody
bother me.
piers.
Can't bother me, like I've gone out that way.
Well, if I follow sat nav, it takes me out past both piers anyway.
Yeah.
So it don't really make that much bloody difference, does it?
No, well, I just go down bottom and I turn left at Manchester. And I'm on motorway then.
Yeah. It's pretty much what it did. Anyway, just say goodbye to these. Say goodbye to the camera.
All right.
I'll see you later. Tight lines.
See you lads. Or everybody who's watching.